We begin tonight with concerning news from Rady Children's Hospital, where pediatric RSV cases are climbing and the hospital is now at capacity. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee. Rady Children says it is working to take care of every child who comes in. Tonight we're hearing from the father of an infant who was recently hospitalized with RSV. CBS 8's Shannon Handy has the latest on the increasing cases and what that baby's father is saying about their experience.
As of this afternoon, 56 kids are hospitalized here at Rady's with RSV. The father I spoke with is sharing his story so that other parents know the signs to look for.
It's a brutal process. It's brutal.
Keith James knew something was wrong with his then 10-week-old baby girl Ivy when he was trying to feed her one night a couple weeks ago.
Feeding was really hard. Like, she was having a hard time kind of like swallowing and keeping, milk down and everything. And then when we laid her down, like, there was this raspiness in her breathing.
Keith and his wife called their doctor, who advised them to take Ivy to the hospital. She was diagnosed with respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, and spent more than a week at Rady Children's Hospital.
I thought, okay, this is going to be 24 hours in the hospital. We spent a total of 8 days in the hospital.
Ivy was born 6 weeks early and had to be hospitalized back then, too. Keith says this experience was just as difficult in part because of how crowded Rady's was and still is with other children who also have RSV.
Folks at Rady's were doing their absolute best job, but they were small, right? So when you have your kid wheezing, really fighting for air, and you know that the respiratory person has like 60 other kids they have to deal with. It's a painful process, a helpless process.
RSV is a common virus that impacts kids the most, but doctors both here and nationwide are seeing it much earlier this year.
It usually used to show up more in the winter, so like the December, January, February months.
Dr. Amabe Looney is the chair of pediatrics at Sharp Chula Vista. He's also Ivy's pediatrician. He says parents should not be alarmed, but rather aware. In most cases, RSV will mask itself as a cold and go away on its own. Symptoms include runny nose, decrease in appetite, coughing, sneezing, fever, and wheezing. In infants, however, the symptoms may not be as obvious. So look for irritability, decreased activity, and breathing difficulties. Dr. Beluni says if your child has difficulty breathing, take them to the ER. If not, call your primary doctor first for advice. As for prevention, RSV is very contagious, so follow proper hygiene and stay home if you're sick. Keith and his wife aren't sure where Ivy got RSV from. Either way, they're just glad they were vigilant and want other parents to do the same. They also have this advice for those who may experience what they just went through.
It will get better.
While there is no vaccine or medication for RSV, both are currently in the works, so we could see them in the near future. For CBS 8, I'm Shannon Handy.